everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Lunch Money Podcast. We love to be here. Frank is loving life right now. We're happy to be back for our 7th episode. Crazy.
I didn't think we were gonna make it to 7.
We said that on the second one. We're like,
I feel like
I didn't think we'd make it to the second, and then now we're on the 7th.
I feel like we always get to the next one of a recording. We're like, oh, we're actually
We made it here.
we actually are recording.
Yeah. So it hasn't been a long time since we recorded the last episode 6, but we just thought might as well keep pumping them out. Frank's still on winter break. I'm still technically on break. This is my last day of break from work. So yeah, we just thought let's pump it out.
Yeah.
We have a pretty fun episode planned. Frank had a great idea for this episode, but I know Frank wanted to mention something before we
Well,
get
two
into
things.
that.
You can mention the first thing.
Okay, the first thing, both of our NFL teams suck tremendously. And by tremendously, I mean really bad. Mine's worse than Frank, obviously, being that we are the last in power ranking and we don't even have the first round pick because we traded it. Frank, on the other hand, the Eagles, they are in the playoffs, but they're a wild card seed.
It doesn't matter. Yes, we lost the division to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Which is bad enough.
Right.
And we started off 10-1.
Yep.
And our final record of the season,
of the regular season,
11-6. Absolutely putrid. Absolutely disgusting.
It was rough.
I am disgusted.
It was rough. Definitely rough. Yeah, the past couple games for the Eagles haven't been the greatest, but hopefully this postseason, kick will happen soon. Sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than never, I guess.
I will say it's at this point in the season, as a fan, I'm expecting to lose.
That's not a great thing.
I'm expecting to lose because we have to go on the road.
Yep.
For some reason, Baker Mayfield's playing well.
It's
he had the pack of Zins in his pocket when he was taking
that
throws.
is true. There's a photo of Baker Mayfield with the outline of a pack of Zins in his pocket, and that is the cheat code for
he's
for
going
winning.
to throw for 500 yards and probably like 5 touchdowns and like run into.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get demolished by.
It's gonna be a little rough.
Someone who was cut last year.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I guess I'm. The good
Then
thing.
the week got worse. Ken.
Oh yeah, it did. Not only did it rain tremendously yesterday.
Yes, but in the middle of this rain, Game Theory, Matt Pat, who I know some of our listeners know, announced his retirement from the channel.
It's a sad day. If I had a soundboard, I'd put sad music. I mean, I do have a soundboard, but I'm not gonna do it. But
we felt our mutual friend James. Hi James.
Hi James.
Me and him were talking about we just felt like our childhood died.
Just a little bit.
Because I remember when he told me he texted me and he was like, "Bro, I need you to pick up the phone. I have bad news." And I called him back. I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Dude, Matt Pat's retiring." And like it took a few minutes for it to hit me, and I was like, "Oh, I need to sit down."
I need a minute.
It
felt like a family member died.
Yeah,
almost.
Because like you grow up watching these videos and here's how much of an impact like he's had. I didn't watch him like as much, but like you're like, oh my god, you realize how much you actually did watch.
Yeah. I mean, childhood YouTube for me was like Smosh, was what's Epic Mealtime?
I remember Epic Mealtime.
Dude Perfect. I know you watched Dude Perfect. Vanoss Gaming and all those guys. But they're still chugging along a little bit, but not as much of an impact, I guess now.
I my childhood YouTube was I when I came home from school, I had like a routine. There were three people that who would put out daily vlogs, and I would watch.
Yep.
First one, Roman Atwood, the goat,
Yes. Yep.
goat.
Daily.
Then I would
He
watch.
was like the creator of daily
Yeah,
vlogs. Like,
yeah.
yep.
Then I watched Casey Neistat.
Mhm. I got into
Um,
him kind of late. I
yeah,
started watching him
and
late.
then underrated YouTuber, I watched Tanner Brongart
Tanner
because
Brown. Which one is that?
he did like trampoline stuff and like started doing
Yes.
daily
Yeah.
vlogs.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And like he was so close to our age, and I was like, oh man, he's cool.
I
I wish I could be
watched
his friend.
he like when you said it like it clicked in my brain. I watched Tanner Fox too. The scooter with the scooter
Yeah,
tricks.
I don't really
Um.
watch Tanner Fox. I mean, I watch their collab videos, but like not
Yeah.
like
Nothing crazy.
much. Um,
Yeah.
and
But
then
game theory. I feel sad for you because I wasn't really into him. Like
mhm.
I never really watched his videos. Um, doesn't mean that he wasn't a good YouTuber, obviously, but it just I never really came across my feed or anything like that. Um, but I know you and James were very sad,
It's
which
very upsetty spaghetti.
is very sad.
Uh,
But
let's get to some happy stuff about this
yeah, I was
episode.
gonna say let's turn the vibe over. Frank has a great idea for this episode, like I said before. So Frank, would you like to introduce this segment?
So for this episode, everybody does, their favorite movies. That's boring. We're not boring.
We're not boring. We're not
So
like
we
anybody else.
so we decided to pick our favorite movie quotes.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be catchphrases, just quotes that we like. This is personal.
Mhm.
There will be this is a disclaimer.
Yep.
If you're not, comfortable with foul language and
An explicit
and
explicit
explicit
language.
jokes, you probably shouldn't watch.
I agree.
But,
Um,
with
I mean
that being said, I have some good ones.
there's always an explicit warning on the video, just in the off chance that Frank or I were to slip a little curse word. But there's definitely going to be one for Frank or multiple for Frank. So that's why he says it more directly. So we each chose our, like a core five quotes. Um, and then Frank has some honorable mentions. I have one. So we're gonna start off. Frank thought to do honorable mentions first, and then go
Mhm.
into. It's not really like a ranked kind of thing. At least mine's not necessarily
Yeah, mine's not really
ranked.
like ranked. I just like
But
these quotes.
the out of five, six and beyond, whatever ones we chose, we'll do those first, and then we'll go into the first five that we thought of immediately.
I wonder if we have any that are the same.
I don't think
I
so.
wonder. I don't think so either.
I don't think
I
so.
there could be like two.
So with
There's two.
with what Frank's idea was with the quotes, it was obviously a great idea and I really love it. But I never had like any movie quotes that I was like, "Oh my god, this is fantastic." It's more or less like I have favorite movies, so I chose quotes from those movies. And I quote movies a lot, I would
Mhm.
say. So I chose some quotes that I say often. Um, on top of my top movies and their quotes that I like from those movies. Whereas Frank has quotes that I guess you know just always stuck with you from different
So my
movies.
so my idea for this was at work, at the pizza place. Me and my two very close friends. We've seen like they got me into a lot of movies. I didn't watch a lot of movies before I started working there,
Hmm.
and I watched a lot of movies. So we would just go up to each other and just say the quotes. Like
Yeah,
out of nowhere, no context, just say the quotes.
that's
It'll be explained more in the next it because one quote I have is the one we would just say to each other.
yeah.
So yeah.
I I'm the same way at my job, except instead of movie quotes, it's references to social media videos or like vines and stuff. So
Mhm.
like, um, we should do a top social
Of
media
Vines,
trend
yeah,
or top vines. That'd be funny because I
yeah.
had some good ones for those, and I think we'd have some same ones for those. But yeah, if you want to get us started off with some of your honorable mentions, I'd love
So
to hear it. And I want to see. I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to guess some of the movies that they
okay,
come from.
so
Maybe not.
this first one, or actually, do you want to go because I have more than you?
Whatever you want. I
Or
could
no,
go.
no, no, I was gonna go too, and then you were gonna go. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
forgot.
Whatever you want.
So this first one's an honorable mention because I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen this movie, but I quote this is one of the ones I quote to my friends a lot,
Okay.
and I feel like I've done it with you too. It's I'm gonna try to say it as it was said. You can
Okay.
do that too.
Yeah.
There's more to this quote, but like the one that everybody knows is this part
Go
that I'm
for
about to
it.
say is, "You better lawyer up, asshole, because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything."
That is. I know that quote. It's Andrew Garfield
Yep, it's Andrew
from
Garfield.
Oh, don't tell me. What the fuck is that movie's? Sorry. What is that movie's?
We gave the warning. It's fine.
I don't know. I can't think of the name. Once you say it, it's gonna come to me.
It's Andrew Garfield's character in The Social Network, the
Social.
movie
Yep.
about the movie about Facebook, and I feel like that's the scene that everybody knows
It's like all
because
over TikTok
like
too.
yeah he's like walking out of the meeting and like he slams the laptop and
Yep.
he's like going back and forth with Mark Zuckerberg. It was Jesse Eisenberg in the movie, but
Mhm.
Mark Zuckerberg. Um, it's in my honorable mentions. It would definitely be on my list, but I haven't seen the movie.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't
So
seen the movie either. I guess maybe we should do like another movie review on that.
yeah.
But that
But that one always stuck with me
yeah,
because that was one of the ones that my friends showed me, and then we would just say to each other,
just lawyer up, asshole.
"Yeah." It's so it's so funny too because he's like gets real close to him. It's like
Yeah.
uses his hands like, "You better lawyer up, asshole."
Yeah.
Like
He's
such good delivery.
because I think at that part, I don't know. Do you know the backstory to that quote?
Yeah, because they diluted his shares.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 They
Because
like they cut him out of being a co-founder of
yeah,
Facebook.
because he wasn't like in in the like with them all the time. Like he was traveling around a lot, I guess,
Yeah.
and so they just cut him out or diluted
Mhm.
his shares, and he figured it out, and he realized that random people got higher shares than he
Yeah, than
did.
him.
Yeah, that's. I definitely want to watch that movie. It's on my watch list. I don't know how I
Mhm.
haven't seen it yet, but I definitely want to see it soon.
The other part of that quote that I like a lot, that I sometimes just say, to see if some people get it,
Mhm.
is like during that same scene where like the other guy, I don't know his name, where he's like talking to him, he like turns around and yells at him. He's like, "So my prod is at the cleaners." Like that whole scene is cool. Like
Yeah,
Andrew Garfield did a good job with that.
yeah. I
So
He's a great actor.
that's honorable mention number one. So honorable mention number two. This might be a hot take honorable mention, like being an honorable mention.
Okay.
But again, these were our lines. Like I wanted to choose not mainstream
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to include "You're killing me, Smalls."
Yeah.
You
That
got to include,
like on every T-shirt in Walmart ever. It's like
yeah.
everywhere. It's oh
You got
from
to include
the
one of the,
Sandlot.
yep, one of the best baseball movies ever.
Absolutely.
Love it, and it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself.
You're
It's
killing me,
timeless.
Smalls. And yet
Timeless.
the kid's smaller than him when he says it, right?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
no. Porter's the big dude. He's the catcher,
Oh yeah,
and
I
he's
thought it was
saying
the kid
it. Yeah.
with the glasses.
No,
Um,
that's the kid who uh kisses Wendy Peppercorn.
yes.
Squints, I think. Squints, I think. Yeah.
Yep. Squints. Yeah, yeah, because he's wearing the glasses. Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a hot minute. I remember I was kind
I
of
just
late on
remember.
that movie
I remember that scene, the Wendy Peppercorn scene.
when he's like when he goes
Yeah,
into
he
the
fakes
deep end and
drowning.
drowning.
Yeah. And and the dog like him explaining the movie, and he's like forever. Like this.
Forever. We quote that one all the time too.
Yeah.
Forever.
So
Um,
those are two of my three. So you can do one.
the so like I said, I went off the top 5 movies that I love. Um, so I don't know if you've ever seen. I don't think you've seen this movie. Maybe you have, but this one's kind of simple-ish. Um, Good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
That's the Truman Show. We
It
were
is the
talking about
Truman
this in
Show.
the conspiracy theory. I haven't seen the
Yes,
Truman Show,
yes,
but I know that scene.
yes. So it's he says it every morning to his neighbor. Obviously, if you've seen the Truman Show, every morning or every day is basically the same for him. So he always says that to his neighbor and to the audience, I guess, with the camera showing. Um, it was kind of a light one, but it's always something like when I think of that show, I think of that phrase, and it's one of my top 5 movies. So I'll put that up there as one of my, or my only, I guess, honorable mention for that.
Yeah, I do have to see the Truman Show because
You
we
have
talked
to,
we talked about this on the conspiracy episode, um,
yeah, about
about
that.
whether or not we're
We're
in the
living
Truman Show.
in.
So I do got to see it,
I mean, there could be a
but
camera on my R2D2 back here, and I'm
could be a
looking at one
camera.
right now. Near paid actor. Anyway,
Yep.
we're not gonna get
Uh,
back into
So
that.
my last honorable mention is again very mainstream. This is one of 2 quotes I have from this movie, but this
Okay,
one's in the honorable mentions
okay,
because everybody knows it. I'm just gonna say it.
go for it.
You should know it. All right, you look like a future pedophile in this picture. Number one. Number two, it doesn't even have a first name on it. It just says McLovin. In
Such a
case
great movie. Such a
in
great
case
movie.
you don't know, that was Seth from Superbad. That whole scene I could have put in there,
The
but because there's so many like different quotes in that,
like when
like
the cop
um
looks at it is like Beyonce or something. Like Beyonce is only one name.
or like yeah, or when Evan's looking at it, he's like, one name. What are you, Seal? Or like
Oh no, what are you
like
Beyonce? That's it. What are you Beyonce?
and then when they're explaining it to each other, they're like, yeah, I let you pick any name you want when you get down there. And you landed on McLovin. It was between that and Muhammad. Why the fuck would it be between that and Muhammad? Just making a common name like a normal person.
Dude, that whole
But
movie is so good.
I could have put that whole scene on there,
Yeah,
but it was just, but like that one like emphasizes like why would you pick like
Bec-
this isn't a
that is
good
it.
fake
Yeah,
ID.
and the picture too. Like, didn't I don't know if it was you or maybe the guys' dorm that had a McLovin flag in it. I feel
We
like
do, we
every
do, we do.
yeah, I feel like every college dorm room has a McLovin flag
Yeah,
somewhere.
I have another super bad one on my um list, so we'll describe what super bad is like when we get to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like for the movies our main 5 will explain like what the movie.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um,
Um,
so since you did most honorable mentions, I guess I'll go first with my number
yeah.
one quote, which number one kind of fits perfectly with this quote. The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
You don't talk about Fight Club. I have a funny story about that movie.
It is my favorite movie of all time.
I haven't seen it, which I haven't seen it, which makes my story about it even funnier.
Okay.
But you keep why?
Well, it I watched it for the first time. It was on late night. I maybe missed like the first 15 minutes of the movie, and I was scrolling through shows with my friend. It was just like super late, and we landed on it and we watched it, and it was the most. It was just, if you've never seen Fight Club, please go watch it. But it was just like the most mind tricking game movie that
Yeah,
I've
I've heard it's
seen.
very trippy. Yeah, I've heard it's
It is,
very trippy.
and so one of the things in the movie is that it flashes different pictures, and it
Mhm.
explains why it flashes different pictures, because in the movie it talks about like if you're at a movie theater and you see something flash, all you're gonna think about is, wait, did anybody else just see that? And that's all you're gonna continuously think about. So throughout the movie they actually put in flashes of them, so like not when directly talking about it, just separately. It's weird. And so I'd see it, and I'd see like the figure of a guy, and I looked to my friend. I'm like, "Did you see that? And he's like, see what? And like, dude, I'm tripping right now. That's crazy. Like, what's going on? Um, but just like the whole movie, it was just really good. I really enjoyed it, and every time I watch it, I always look for something more and more because there's always something to depict in that movie.
Hmm. So, like I said, I've never seen it,
Mhm.
and my bosses at the like I said, my friends got me into watching more movies. I still haven't seen a lot of movies,
Right.
and my bosses at the pizza place still make fun of me for it.
Mhm.
But this movie's funny in particular because so I was in a class, I was in a creative writing class,
Right.
and my professor was explaining something, and he was like, "How many of you in here have seen Fight Club?" And like some hands go up. No one really talks. And then he asks, what what do you know about Fight Club?
Mhm.
And then again, no one like talked or jumped up, so I raised my hand, and I was like, I know we can't talk about it. And he starts laughing, and he's like, "That's a good point.
That
How
is.
about Avengers?" So he changed his whole example
Yep.
just because I was like,
Yep.
"We can't talk
You
about
can't talk
it.
about it.
You
And I
can't talk
wonder if
about
like
it."
other kids in your class like genuinely haven't seen it or actually were trying to follow the rule that you
Yeah,
can't
that would
talk
be
about it.
funny.
Um, but yeah, that'd be my first one. I put it at number one only because, or not only because it's my top movie, but also my first pick and the first rule, that kind of thing. So, they'll play on words.
Um, I'm gonna let you choose mine. Do you want the obscure one now or the obscure one later?
Whatever you want. Whatever you.
That's
Um.
That's not how the question was phrased.
Okay. Mm, we'll do now. So now.
Now,
I feel like you're building enough hype on it.
okay. I don't think a lot of people have seen this movie.
Okay.
I don't think it was for like our time, but I've seen this movie and I do like this movie.
Okay.
I'm your Huckleberry. Have you seen Tombstone?
No.
No. Okay, I didn't think you would. This one was my very obscure one. So it's a great scene.
Mhm.
It's about like real cowboys and like marshals in the 1880s
Okay.
going around like the fight at the OK Corral and all those kinds
Mhm.
of Wild West out Wyatt Earp, this guy who said Doc Holliday. So I like this scene because he says it twice in the movie, but the second time he says it is really cool because he looks like he's waiting for this guy Johnny Ringo,
Okay.
and like he doesn't really have like a problem with him, and he's like he comes out he's Johnny Ringo looks at the shadow coming like at him, and he's like, I didn't think you had it in you. And like you see Doc with the cigarette and the cowboy hat over his eyes
Yep.
just coming around. He's like, I'm your Huckleberry, and then like lifts up his head, and Johnny Ringo sees it's him, and he like freezes, and like Doc Holliday's like, what's the matter? You look like somebody just walked on your grave. And it's like such a cool exchange. Like
I'll
the
have
whole
to watch
scene's
that
so
one. Yeah.
cool. And like it's a great delivery. It's very historically accurate because like that line was said a lot in that time
Mhm.
period, like cowboys. And it's like it means like I'm the one you want.
Yeah.
Like I am the one you want. Um I just think it's a very like I think the scene
It's
itself
like
is
it's
cool.
a classic quote for you.
Yeah, I think the scene itself is cool. I'll show you the scene after.
Okay.
But I think it's just so cool, and then they duel,
Mhm.
and you know,
Yeah.
so that's my obscure one. I didn't
Okay.
think you would have seen
I
Tombstone.
I know the quote. I did not know it was from that movie.
Hmm.
I don't know what I thought it was from, but
I do remember when I watched it. My grandparents were like, "Are you that bored?" But
are you,
it, it, it
are
it's
you
a
that
good
bored?
movie. It's a good movie. Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, like
Mhm.
some big
Some
actors.
big time names in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll
Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday.
who?
Uh, Val Kilmer. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to get this wrong.
You're gonna get it wrong.
Yeah, I know. He was in Batman. He was a Batman.
Which one?
Batman Forever?
Is that the
The
one with Ben?
1995.
Oh, it's not the one with Ben Affleck. Is it?
No, no, no,
No.
no, no. He is Batman.
Oh. Oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh, gotcha.
yeah. That's the one with
My dad would know that.
That's the one with Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
It's coming back to me now.
yeah.
Okay.
So, so yeah, just a lot of A-list stuff. That's my
Yeah.
obscure one.
Okay. Um all right, you might know this one. You might not. I'll try and say as best as I can in the voice that the movie does. I feel like I should have some sunglasses. Chicks,
No,
chicks cannot handle their smoke. No?
I don't know that one.
Chicks cannot handle their smoke. From The Breakfast Club?
I've never seen The Breakfast Club.
Oh no. So okay.
I know the plot
Okay, good.
of The
Good,
Breakfast
good,
Club,
good.
but like,
Okay, so if you know the plot, I won't go into it. But there's this one guy, he's like a nerdy guy. And so right before this scene, they all run around the hallway because the degenerate one, he has a bag of weed in his locker. So they all run out of the library because they're stuck in the library. They all run out, get the weed.
the the premise, just for people that don't know, it's a Saturday morning detention, and
Yes.
it's like a bunch of different
Thank
people
Thank you.
that have
It
have to
is
do this.
it is every single stereotype high schoolers.
Mhm.
You got the nerd, you got the kind of like the goth, you got the jock, the degenerate, the cheerleader. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah, and so the degenerate has the weed in his locker. They all run out, go and grab it. They get back into the library, and obviously you know, they're smoking the weed, and the nerd has these glasses on, these sunglasses, and he's leaning back kind of like this. And the cheerleader takes a hit, and she starts coughing, and all the camera pans to her, and she's like, "Chicks cannot handle their smoke." It's I'll show, when you show me your scene, I'll show you that one. But it's a pretty funny scene. But that is my second top movie. My top. Yeah.
That's
I feel like I said that. I feel like I said that really weird, but it's my
Second favorite movie.
second favorite movie
Okay.
is The Breakfast Club.
No, I haven't seen The Breakfast Club. Like I said, I know the story. I know like all the spoofs that like TVs like do with it.
Yeah,
But like I've never seen that scene. Yeah, you have to show me that one.
you should watch the movie itself because it's actually funny. It's not
Yeah,
boring.
it's supposed to be like a comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the ending with the "Don't you forget." Okay, anyway.
About me.
Yeah.
Mine's not going in any particular order. I don't know if you have like an order you're going in. I'm just.
I
going
don't. I'm kind of.
All right, Ken. I need to sit up for this because things could go down.
I'm ready. Should I lean back then?
No, because it's a question for you, and everybody on this podcast knows what happens when I ask questions to you. And
I get embarrassed, basically.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. This is kind of like a two-part question.
Okay.
The second part, I'm not too worried about. Like, there'll still be like, not judgment, like why you haven't seen them, but like the second part isn't really the main part. The main part is this.
Is there math included?
No.
Okay.
Ken.
Frank.
Have you seen Rocky?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen the other ones?
Creed.
The other Rockies?
Like Rocky 2.
Rocky 2, 3, 4.
I've seen the first
5.
one.
You've just seen the first one?
The first one, and I've seen the first two Creeds.
Okay.
I haven't seen the third Creed.
Third Creed's not that good.
Okay.
So, okay. Okay. You saw the first Rocky. I love that movie. I love the first Rocky movie.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all of them actually. I've seen every Rocky movie, and then I've seen the 3 Creed movies.
Okay.
So I've seen the whole universe.
Yes. The whole lore.
Yeah, the whole lore. Like, you should really watch like the rest of the Rocky movies because they're very good.
Mm-hmm.
After 4, though, they kind of like taper off. There's like 5, 6, and like maybe 7.
Okay.
But like, they're not great,
Mm-hmm.
but like still like for the story.
Yeah.
Like 2, 3, and 4 are like good.
Yeah,
Like
the core.
two is one of the best sequels I've ever seen.
I know. I don't want to say it because I don't know if it's your quote, but I know there's like. Okay, I'll let you.
Two is like one of the best sequels I've ever seen. 3 is okay. It's still good. It's okay. 4 is great. So, but I was looking through the quotes from Rocky, and I was like, you know what? There's a lot of quotes from Rocky, but let me look up some. And there's like the ones, like the it ain't about how hard you can get hit.
Yeah.
It's about how hard you can hit and still
Yeah.
keep moving forward. Everybody knows that one. There's other ones, but mine is from Rocky 2.
Mhm.
It's at the end of the fight when he wins.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna say spoiler alert. This movie came out in the '70s. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it,
Come on.
it's when he beats Apollo finally,
Mhm.
and he looks at the TV screen with the belt, and he's like, with this how Sylvester Stallone talks. He's
Yeah.
like all, the crooked mouth. And
Yeah.
that kind of thing. He's like, "Yo, Adrian, I did it!" And it was, and like, for me, like, it's the climax of the second movie because like he won.
Mhm.
You know, very emotional.
Yeah.
Very emotional because it pans back and forth from like her watching the fight and like him doing it,
Mhm.
and then underrated quote in all the movies because that's like what he does, and like piggybacking off that, it's one of the best use of his like I don't want to call it his like catchphrase,
Yeah.
but like he says it even in the first movie, like whenever he's talking to her, he's like, "Yo, Adrian," or like
Yo.
yo, Adrian."
All I know is like, Adrian.
Yeah. Or it's like whenever he walks up like in the first movie at the pet store, he's like, "Yo, Adrian, how's the dogs doing?" or whatever, just to like talk to her.
Yeah.
And so I always like that scene. Like I remember that scene a lot from when I watched it. So that was my good one.
Yo, Adrian.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Rocky, it's about a boxer from Philadelphia. Again, the movies came out in the '70s and
Yeah.
'80s. So
I
like,
mean, yeah. No spoilers here. Especially, I feel like all of the ones that we've said, except for Superbad. I guess Superbad was kind of more.
Superbad was like 2007. It was more recent, but like still like almost.
Yeah, but with your
It's
other,
almost
your other two. What?
in 3 years, that movie's gonna be 20 years old.
Right.
Oh my god.
17. Has a driver's license. Anyway, I feel like your other two picks and my two picks so far have been older movies.
Yeah, older, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that many like new ones, to
That's
be
okay.
completely honest.
I have a new-ish one. Okay. You might know this one. I hope you do. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Life moves pretty fast.
It's just like a pause. Like life moves pretty fast. If you don't if you don't stop.
I feel like what is it?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh,
Mm.
I started it.
How do you just start it? What does that mean?
I get this a lot from my bosses. I started Ferris Bueller and didn't finish it. I started Ready Player One, didn't finish it. I didn't finish it.
How do you not finish it though? Like how do you like?
I think I start movies like before I have to do something. Like with Ready Player One, I started it before a robotics meeting,
Mhm.
and then I had started, and then I had to leave
Yeah.
to go to the meeting, and then I didn't finish it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I'm pretty sure I started it before going to work, and then I came back home and didn't
Like
finish it. And then
do you just like not feel
I think I forget about it, and then like once I
interested
think about it,
enough?
I'm like,
Like feel
yeah,
interested enough to okay. Because I was telling Frank last week, I watch a lot of movies my break, and one I had to stop and come back to was the Elvis one. Yes, I finally watched
great
it.
movie, great movie.
Great movie. I loved it. But yeah, like even when I wasn't watching it, even though it was like maybe like 2 or 3 hours in between. I took like a nap or ate dinner or something. Um, all I could think about was going back and watching that movie. Um, I also watched Whiplash. Have you seen
I have to see
Whiplash?
that movie. That's one of the movies where I always say like that's one on my list that I have
Yeah,
to watch.
Whiplash was very, very good. Um, I really liked it with
But
Miles Teller. Um,
but yeah, no, I didn't finish Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
yeah. I also
I got to
watched.
the part about the diamond
Okay.
and like yeah,
Yeah.
polishing a diamond or something.
I also watched Saltburn, which was very weird. It threw me for a loop. If you ever watch or want to watch something that kind of creeps you out a little bit, but keeps you in it, like has your attention completely the whole movie, watch Saltburn. It's very weird. There's
Mm.
a there's a lot of controversy about it recently. Um, but yeah, watch it. Anyway, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Um, it's about a kid. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's about a kid who takes a day off of school and convinces his friends to also take a day off of school, and they basically just take the day and do whatever they want. His friends takes his dad's car. Um, they dress up in disguises. They all just kind of do their own thing and just have a day off.
Yeah.
Basically the title of the movie. Um, but he at the end of it's all like a monologue really. It's him having a monologue with who he thinks to be just himself, but there is actually the camera is there. Um, and it's basically just telling you to sometimes you just need to take a day and it's okay to kind of do what you want and go off and yeah, just what
Otherwise,
yeah, yeah. So it's a very funny movie. There's not really much going on in it to kind of like make it an action. It's more of a comedy.
mm.
It's a comfort movie of mine. I would say I could watch it constantly. There's a bowling alley in my hometown, and I would go every weekend bowling. Don't know why, but just went because we went at like 10 o'clock. It was open till 12 o'clock. We just bowled, and every single weekend they would have on the big screens above the lanes. It's like projected screens. Ferris Bueller's Day Off would play every single weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it played on repeat. Like it would end, and it would start right back at the end. Um, so I
I know
guess it's a
bowling alleys
core
that do that. Yeah.
it's a core memory, I guess. But yeah, that was my third because it's my third favorite movie. But after this, we're gonna go off a little bit on a tangent. So
Yeah.
go ahead. I kind
All
of
right.
went off on a tangent there. My bad. Sorry.
My next one is you're gonna know it immediately.
Okay.
Why so serious?
I always pick that one. I always pick that one.
That's the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Yep.
The second Christian Bale Batman movie.
The Dark Knight Rises.
No,
No,
this
The
is
Dark
just
Knight.
Dark Knight.
Gotcha. Oh
Yeah,
yes,
just
yeah,
The
yeah,
Dark
yeah.
Knight.
Sorry.
It was Batman Begins,
Mhm.
Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight Rises.
Gotcha.
Um, one of the best catchphrases ever.
Oh yeah.
One of the best catchphrases ever. He says it so many different times, and like his backstory always changes,
Mhm.
but it always ends with like why so serious.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It was. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, no, I was just gonna say he
Oh
did the way he was able to bring out that character was such a different
yeah,
way that I guess kind of paved the way for how the Joker is acted out now.
yeah. Heath Ledger did an amazing job. Rest in peace.
Incredible.
Marketing wise, it was amazing. Like that's how they marketed that
Fantastic.
movie. Like there would just be like things with
Fantastic.
like the Joker like standing behind like drawing a smiley face and
Yep.
being like, "Why so serious?" Like one of the best. Like
Every
we say
every
it to
hot
each other.
topic, every hot topic in Spencer's went crazy with that with that one.
One of the best movies ever.
Hmm.
Honestly, like even
I
if you're
was
not like a
yeah.
fan of Batman,
It's
like
actually on my top 5 list. I didn't put a
yeah,
quote in from it, but I was looking at quotes from that. I was like, you know, I couldn't find one that really stuck out to me, but the movie itself is just so great.
Yeah, the movie itself is amazing, and I think it speaks for itself. Like I don't have much else to add. Like it's just
It's
an
just that.
iconic scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an iconic scene. Yeah.
It's if you haven't watched that Batman movie, I guess block.
That trilogy is pretty good. Like
Yeah.
Christian Bale did a great job with
Yeah.
Batman. I think
Absolutely.
his my only problem with him as Batman was his voice. I think he tried too hard with his voice,
I
but
think
other
so.
than that, he does amazing.
Yeah. And with Bane also
Yeah.
that was cool.
Nobody cared who I was till
No.
I put on the mask.
But was it let the games begin or something like that when
Mm.
yeah.
And then the football stadium or something.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah.
was the craziest scene that I still remember watching that for the
And
first
is
time as
at
a kid.
The Steelers Stadium. Fun fact.
Was
That's the
it?
Steelers. Yep, that's the Steelers Stadium.
Wasn't it a college football game though?
It was like high school. It was like Gotham, like high school,
Yeah, okay.
because it was always already black and yellow.
Mhm.
Like Steelers was like,
I got you.
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Um okay. I'll do this one. You're not gonna know this one. And it's not gonna make sense. But I'm gonna have to explain it. You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness monster? It's from Twilight.
Didn't see Twilight.
Twilight, more specifically Breaking Dawn Part 2. Another part of my movie journey the past couple days, the E Network had the Twilight movies on a marathon.
Mhm.
And so, knowing me, I watched them all. It was like a whole day's worth. It ended. I cut halfway through the other night to come play games with you and James. That's how long it lasted. So let me give some backstory. So the main characters are Bella, Edward, and Jacob. The three there. Edward's a vampire, Jacob's a werewolf. Bella, in this movie, in this scene, just turned into a vampire. So she wakes up after just being turned because she died and then Edward brought her back to life by making her a vampire. Anyway, as a werewolf, there's something called imprinting. And when you imprint, that means like you are this person is now your whole life. Like you need to protect this person at all costs. Um, it's not necessarily like an in love thing. It's more or less like a protection thing. So Jacob imprints on Bella's newly born daughter, Renesmee. Kind of a weird name, but so he nicknames her Nessie because he doesn't want to say Renesmee. I don't know. So he calls her Nessie, and when Bella finally wakes up and hears him say Nessie, she's already so pissed that he imprinted on her. She throws him outside, and it's like, "You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness monster," and it's just the funniest thing. The way she says it too, like it was so cringe. That whole movie saga is so cringy. That's why I love it so much. But yeah,
So
it's kind of weird.
I haven't seen Twilight.
That's okay.
They came out during like my like middle school and like early high school
I
years.
think it's like 2007 was the first movie.
Yeah, so like all the
I know, Team Edward, Team Jacob.
yeah, all that I remember, but like you know, we weren't reading. Me and my friends were reading we were reading like Diary of a Wimpy Kid
Oh yeah, I was too. My
and like that stuff.
Kayla, my sister, she's the one who
Yeah,
reads
I
them.
never watched that. I knew about the Team Edward and Team Jacob stuff
Yeah,
because that was like pop culture
yeah.
everywhere.
She was like super into it. Has
Mhm.
all the books, got all the movies. Yeah, but I thought that was a funny one. Also, I
One
quote that a lot. Also, but
one of one of the other obscure like kind of off topic. Did anyone in your school ever read the Warrior books, the Cats?
yes, one kid did.
Yeah, I had like two people that
There's like
did.
there's this one kid I could just think of. Oh my god, yeah. He kind of based his whole demeanor and personality on
Ah,
reading that book. or the
Anyway.
series. Anyway, not like that. Not like physically.
No, yeah, I know.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Okay. Anywho,
um,
you got two more, right?
yeah, I have two more.
Okay.
You have one more?
One more.
Okay. I'm gonna do this one now
Go for
because
it.
I feel like my last one will be like the big kahuna.
Yeah. 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 You can't even say it.
Oh my god. This is where the expletive warning comes in.
All right, we'll just put that in again. Cover your
Um,
ears. You got it.
well, Jules, the funny thing about my back is that's located on my cock. So that is from Superbad.
Yep.
Seth again, Superbad. So this is the quote that me and my friends would say to each other just out of nowhere.
Mm.
Like we would be in the rush and we would just say this to each other and it would like throw us off and like
Yeah.
we'd just start
Of
laughing.
course.
I love it because like so the movie Superbad basically it's set like it's these three seniors in high school that like are going to college like in a week. Like it's the last week of school. And like there's a whole like underlying thing where like, you know, they're best friends and like but the main part of the story is that they're trying to get alcohol with this McLovin fake ID
Yep.
and, you know, get with these two girls that they have crushes on. And Jules is the one that Seth likes.
Mm.
And the build up to that line is that Seth goes up to Jules and they're talking about this party.
Right.
And Jules is like, "Oh, I got party. You know, my mom gave me money for food, but I'm just gonna use it for alcohol." And then Seth just jumps in because, like, you know, he's trying to impress her. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I have a fake ID. You know, no big deal." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, this money was for food, but you know, you can use it for alcohol." And
Yeah.
they're like, and then Jules goes, you know, if the line before this is like, you know, if you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. And then that's when he says it. And
Yep.
then my favorite part, after that, like he realizes what he says.
And they're kind of just like staring at the like.
They're like staring at each other. He's like, then he tries to like fix it real fast. He's like, so any kind of alcohol or like, you know, what kind of alcohol? And then like
he realizes like, hey, this didn't come out
yeah,
the
they're
way
like,
I thought.
yeah, this like didn't come out the way I thought. Like he's trying to like fake like Jonah Hill in the movie he's like 20 something, but he's playing like a high school senior. Like all of them play it perfectly. Like as a high school like awkwardness, like you know, like oh I shouldn't have said that. So like oh we'll change the subject. Like so what kind of alcohol do you know like anything
So
or
about the alcohol, yeah. So
it's
him and his friends are kind of like the nerdy ones. So by doing this, he's trying to impress her, but also trying to get like that social standing of like, you know, we're cool. We can party. We can
yeah, you know
this stuff.
Yeah, you know we got the fake ID.
Yeah,
you know
you got it.
and the one thing about Superbad is there will never be another movie
No.
that's made like Superbad today.
No,
like
it's
Seth
not just
Rogen wrote it.
funny. Like that,
Like,
like
it's
the shit that they
so-
put out now. It's like, it's funny, but it's not like when we were younger, like Superbad was like the funniest thing ever, and it
Yeah.
still is. Nowadays,
still is,
like
like-
there's no kids are going to the movie theater. No kids are watching movies. It all kind of just sucks.
And like there's so many quotable things in that movie.
Yeah.
Like there's so many quotable things. There's so many things that like so Evan, Michael Cera's character.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've always said about the movie is that he doesn't have any lines that are funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like normal person saying it, it's not funny. It's
Right.
just a statement.
Yeah.
Like
Michael Cera,
Michael Cera's like dry, awkward delivery makes
every character he
funny.
plays has that vibe to
Yeah.
it. It's so funny.
Like he's like, well, I
And Scott Pilgrim too.
yeah.
It
I have to
still
watch Scott Pilgrim.
You haven't seen that?
No, that's another one where I'm like, I gotta watch it.
You have to.
Maybe I'll watch it today.
You have some homework, I guess, to watch the movies. Yeah.
Like it's
S-
so
if
good.
you haven't seen Superbad, please watch it. Also, please watch Scott Pilgrim
No,
versus the World.
no, no company will take a chance
No,
nowadays with a
no,
movie like this.
no. Because
Mainly because
they
it's
didn't
so
like have
accurate.
that, but also like they didn't really have much to lose back then. Like you could put out anything, any video, any TV show like The Office, shit like that. And
And when you
now,
also look at who made it, like Bill Hader and Seth Rogen,
mm,
like the guys behind it, like their humor, like like how their
yeah,
movies want to
exactly,
be.
exactly.
And like yeah, there's just so many, like funny things that are said, so many
That
funny things that happen.
that movie, The Hangover,
Yep.
21 Jump Street, Neighbors, like all those.
Mainly a lot of Jonah Hill
Yeah,
movies.
basically. Uh, they wait. Did I just name like all Jonah Hill? No. Um.
The funny thing about this movie too is that it's only like a day.
Oh yeah, it's like a 24-hour time
It's
period.
like a Friday, you're at school, like you're going to school like
Hmm.
7 a.m. and then you go actually like the end of the movie is like Saturday morning. But like the
Yeah.
95% of the
It's like
movie
a
is like
24-hour thing. Yeah.
yeah,
It's really
like
funny,
what's happening. Yeah, it's so funny. But like
and it's
that's the one
so
quote.
it's also like kind of relatable, too. Like
Yeah, it's like exactly
nothing
like
happens in it that is so. I mean, McLovin's journey's kind of crazy, but
Yeah, like
but
McLovin's
that's
like subplot is
yeah.
kind of out there, but like
But like the whole movie's really relatable too. Like nothing crazy happens that would be so beyond reality, besides McLovin's,
yeah.
under.
And like 2000 like 6 7 too. Like
Oh
this
yeah,
like
definitely
nowadays that movie would be like
impossible.
but like in 2007 like very realistic.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last one, kind of, I don't think you're gonna get this, and it's seasonal. Um, but if you get it, I'll be pretty surprised. You couldn't hear a shit. Give me a second. You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant.
It's seasonal.
Hmm. You
What is
couldn't
that?
hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant. It's Uncle Lewis in Christmas Vacation. So I
I knew
watch.
it was a Christmas
Yeah.
movie. You could rewind back and see that I
Yep.
say it's a Christmas movie.
Um
I, go ahead.
I watch this movie every Christmas Eve, and I've been watching it since I could remember. So I'm able to tell exactly what scene's about to happen next, exactly what they're gonna say. Even like till today, my family and I, we just quote the whole movie the whole time. We don't even watch it anymore. We just try and see how many people or how many quotes we could all get. Um, and so there's this one character named Uncle Lewis, and he old guy, and he has some pretty funny quotes. He's like, hey Grizz, if you're not doing anything constructive, can you grab my stogies? Like that. Um, the whole movie's so funny. Even if it's not Christmas, you guys should watch it. Um, but it it's older. I don't know what year it came out. I think like 70s, maybe. I'll look it up.
Looking it up.
You are.
Hmm.
But yeah, it is one of the funniest movies that
Came out
I'll.
in '89.
Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of older. You could tell it's older too when you watch it. Um, but it basically just shows a family of four, the Griswolds, and it just shows the hecticness of Christmas and family coming over and getting the tree and shopping and everything like that. Kind of just, it's everything all together. Um, but yeah, there's some pretty funny iconic quotes in that movie that I love. So,
Mm.
and I quote it all year round. So
Yeah. I think I feel like I talked about this like in the last episode we did, the winter tier list.
mhm,
There's only like 3 or 4 holiday movies I actually watch.
right,
It's Polar Express, Rudolph, Original Grinch, and like if I'm feeling it, like another one like Year Without a Santa Claus or like
yeah,
other ones. But not a big Christmas movie guy because I said in the last episode like they kind of get repetitive.
yeah. This one next holiday season. I know it's like a year from now. Um, watch it. I'll remind you to watch it. It's not like your typical Christmas movie, but it definitely obviously relates to the holiday. It's funny.
Mhm.
It's really funny. But let's hear your last one, huh?
So this one is the Big Kahuna. If you don't know this, Ken, I am going to be.
Okay.
I might leave. You might have to finish the episode without me. Here's the thing. You'll know it, but you'll probably ask me a question on why I said it like the way I did.
Okay.
No, I am your father.
Yeah. Come on. You I have a freaking R2D2 behind me, bro.
You didn't know Queen was a band. Am I wrong?
No, but come on. I literally pointed to my R2D2 before. I have Grogu everywhere.
I won't lie.
Everywhere.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the Truman Show joke. I was so
I have a
worried.
lightsaber. My Instagram has me with a stormtrooper.
I feel like I feel like it was just me like making sure like everybody should know this. I was just making sure.
I can't believe this.
But
I can literally,
Did you-
I go into my drawer. I literally pull out
a Yoda koozie.
a Yoda koozie.
That looks weird.
It is weird.
It looks kind of weird.
His ears are bent.
His ears are bent, but like when you put the thing in, like, is it like that on the? It's kind of a weird shape for
Well,
a koozie. Not gonna lie.
Not. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
it's a
I know
circle.
the ears should go out there. Like no, but like normally like it's like flat around, but like it's got his head.
Anyway.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Audio listeners, it's Yoda, and it's like a can koozie, but like it's
Yeah.
like his head. Yeah,
Why is it weird?
it's a different shaped koozie. It's a different kind of koozie.
Oh, you're talking about like up here?
Yeah, that's what I've been
Oh.
saying. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Um,
Okay. Anywho.
But again, but okay. Did you catch how I said it? Did you catch the words?
Luke.
Nope.
It cut
That's
out in
not
the
that-
it cut out in the beginning.
That's not the right thing.
It cut out in the beginning.
It's no, I am your father. Luke is something people made up as the Mandela effect. The actual words in the movie
No. I am
is
your father.
no pause. I am your father.
That might be why it cut out because I don't think it caught the no part.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people think it said because, like, you know, Luke, I am your father. Like, that's
Yeah.
what it grammatically should say.
Yeah.
But
Well, he's
That's how
answering a
it's said.
question. He's answering a question, so it kind of makes sense in the context.
yeah, but nobody, like, everybody's like, oh, Luke, I am your father. Like, we all know what it's from.
Yeah.
But, like, the actual, in the script that George Lucas wrote, it's no, not
I am your
Luke.
father.
Yeah, which is
Interesting.
really weird. It's the biggest Mandela effect, I think.
Oh yeah, that
And,
and there's another one I can't think of right now.
We see the Berenstein Bears, like how that's spelled.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of Mandela effects. There'd probably be an episode.
Should.
One of the things I love about it is that nobody knew about it. on the set. Only like James Earl Jones and Mark Hamill knew that line was coming. Nobody on the cast or crew knew.
Oh, like that was the
Like
plot.
that was the line. Like that was the line. Like I remember there was an interview with Mark Hamill that I was watching, and that scene was said. And then after they shot it, Harrison Ford went up to him and he was like, "Why didn't you tell me that line, kid?" I was like, because like it's one of the biggest plot twists like
Yeah.
in
I
cinema.
mean, it if not the largest plot twist, especially in that time. With
Yeah, because
such
this
a
is number 5. I'm trying to think of them chronologically
I can't think of them
because 3
chronologically.
movies came out, which were 4, 5, and 6. Then the 3 prequels, which were 1, 2, and 3.
So is it four?
3 is Revenge of the Sith. No, it couldn't. No, wait. A New Hope. No, this is in The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. Do you want me to look this up for us?
Yeah, because this is in The Empire Strikes Back. A New Hope. The Empire Strikes Back, and then
Okay. Let's see. All right. So Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace, sorry. The Phantom
yep,
Menace. Phantom of the Menace. Episode 2 Attack of the Clones.
yep,
Clone Wars.
yeah.
Uh
Canonically, Clone
yeah.
Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith.
And then
Then it's
Episode 4 is A New Hope.
yep, so then it goes Episode 4, Episode 5 Empire Strikes Back,
Okay.
Episode 6 Return of the Jedi,
Okay.
7 Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and then
Rise
Rise
of
of the
Skywalker.
Skywalker. So
So
chronologically,
this is
it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is the fifth one.
it's 5, but when they came out, it was the second one.
Correct. Yes.
Because anybody, again, me and Ken are big Star Wars people, but if by some reason you're not, these movies came out.
So the fourth one came out first, and then the fifth
Yep.
one.
It went 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
That's how they came out in theaters.
The fourth one came out in 1977, fifth one 1980, sixth one 1983, then the first came out in 1999, second 2002, third 2005, and then they came back up 10 years later for 7 in 2015, 8 2017, and 9 2019.
Yep.
So
like, one of the biggest, like you said, probably the biggest plot twist ever in cinema.
yeah, I agree. I think it's the biggest. Again, every Hot Topic in Spencer's went crazy. But yeah, you even if you've never watched Star Wars, there are a lot of people,
that line.
Yeah, a lot of people know that line, even if you haven't seen the movie itself. That was a good one.
Oh, we forgot Rogue One. Rogue One happens right before everything.
Where'd it go? Rogue One is 2016. It's between episode 7 and episode 8. But Rogue One,
Canonically,
it's before episode 4.
yeah. It's right when Darth Vader comes on the ship
Right.
and he lights up with the lightsaber. One of the coolest films in
Do
one of the
you-
coolest scenes in movies.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But yes, and Ken, I would like to make this clear for the listeners. I completely forgot about the show joke. I was more worried Like, you have to know this.
There's
quote.
the Mandalorian here. There's a which way does my arm go? That way. Grogu here. R2D2 there. There's a Lego Grogu here. Another one here.
Another Grogu.
Um,
There's a big Grogu.
there's my pumpkin Grogu. Up here.
I have a
there's
Mandalorian picture above me.
2 big Grogus up there. Some more up
Okay.
here. Anyway.
All right, now we're getting a bit of excessive.
Yeah. Oh. He's the best. Oh.
Yes, I know.
Can't forget. Oh, I can't find him right now. I have little hand sanitizers with Grogu on them. Anyway, we're gonna end the show here. I thought that was a fun episode. We
We're
don't
just
have
not
to
gonna talk about it.
No,
Just
we're
gonna
not.
talk
We're
about
not.
it.
We're not. I thought that was a fun episode.
We have some ideas for the next episodes.
Yes.
We could potentially be having some guests soon.
Yeah, and I feel like we came up with like 3 or 4 new ideas.
Yeah.
Within this episode itself. But yeah, keep an eye out for the next episodes.
Keep an eye out.
If you guys have any ideas for some episodes we'd like to do, let us know in the comments or message us on our socials, which will be at the end of the episode here. But yeah, good job, Frank. I like this topic.
Yep.
I thought
And
it was fun.
just remember, listeners. It's just a theory. It's a game theory.
I thought you were gonna say "May the Force be with you." Yeah, rip game theory. But it's just a theory. Anyway, we hope you guys have a great day. We will catch you on the next one.